This is 12.3. Let me get that out of the way. Multiplying monomials and polynomials. We're putting two things together that we know how to do. We know how to do distributive property, and we know how to multiply variables with exponents together. We're putting those things together today. So let's look at this first one. Let me get a different color and see if we can work with a different color here. Okay, look at the first one. I'm going to use the distributive property. I'm just going to multiply these two. I've got a monomial multiplied to a binomial. Okay, so 3x times 5x, that's going to be 15x squared. x1 times x1 is x2. I add the exponents when I multiply. Okay, plus 3x times 6 is 18x. It is in standard form. This is first, this is second. We're good. Look at the next one. Even though it's in the back, I still do the same thing. This time this time this. Okay, 2z, negative 7z is going to be negative 14z squared. 2z times 1 is 2z. And we're done. It's in standard form. Next one. This is in the back. I'm still multiplying both of these things by that. Negative 5x squared times x is negative 5x cubed. Negative 5x squared times negative 4 is positive 20x squared. And that's done. Next one. X squared times x squared is x4. X squared times negative 7x is negative 7x3. Standard form, this exponent goes first, second exponent goes second, because its highest degree is first, second highest degree is second. Next, multiplying a monomial and a trinomial together, same thing. I'm just using distributive property. I'm just going to do it one extra time. Okay, so 3x times 4x squared, that's going to be 12x3, okay, minus 3x times x is 3x squared, plus 6x. Okay, again, I just took this and I multiplied it by each thing. If I had 50 things in the parentheses, I'd multiply this by all 50 things, okay, to get my answer. This one, multiplied by the first, it's going to be negative 7w3. Multiplied by the second is negative 7w squared. Multiplied by the third is a positive 21w. And this is in standard form, so we're doing good. Next one, multiply this times this, that's negative 16y3. This time this is negative 24y squared. This time this is positive 40y. Next, this time this, x3, y. So x2 times x1 is x3. The y stays unchanged. x2 times x is x to the third. x2 times this is negative 8x2y. Okay? And notice here, this has a degree of 4. 3 plus 1 is 4. This has a degree of 3, and this has a degree of 3. In this case, it doesn't really matter which one of these goes first, because they both have a degree of 3. This one has to go first, but these two I can change the order of. Okay? A squared times AB is A3B. A squared times 3B squared is just 3A squared B squared. And then A squared times B is just A squared B. That's it. Pretty simple. Next one, this time this, 2CD3 minus 14c squared d squared, because I've got c times c and d times d, negative 7 times 2. Negative 1 is negative 2cd. Okay? And that's it on that one. Let's look at some division problems. Division is very easy. A lot of you get kind of crazy when you see a fraction. You don't think you can do it. This is very simple. Okay? So when you're dividing a trinomial or whatever nomial we're doing, polynomial, by a number or any kind of expression, you have to do each individual term individually. So I've got to look at this first when I'm dividing. What is 9a squared divided by negative 3? Well, 9 divided by negative 3 is negative 3. The x squared stays unchanged because there's nothing down here to change it. So it's just negative 3x squared. Okay? Then I'm going to look at these two. Negative 15x divided by negative 3. Well, negative 15 divided by negative 3 is positive 5. The x stays unchanged because there's no x down here to change it. Then I look at this last. 6 divided by negative 3 is negative 2. And we are done. And we are done. Okay, next one. I'm looking at this first right here. 35 divided by 5 is 7. X3 divided by x1 would be x2. Remember, I subtract exponents when I divide. Now here I want to look at this. 5 divided by 5 is 1. X2 divided by x1 is x1, just x. So it's 1x1 or just x. Next one, I'm going to look at this. Negative 25 divided by 5 is negative 5. The x's cancel. I've got an x1 here, it cancels out. Okay, so what I have here, 7x squared plus x minus 5. I'm looking at this one right here. 2 divided by negative 2 is negative 1. I'm going to have a negative. X4 divided by x2 is just x2. 4 minus 2 is 2, x2. I'm going to do this. 8 divided by negative 2 is negative 4. 3 divided by 2, x3 divided by x2 is just x1, or just x. Now here, negative 6 divided by negative 2 is positive 3, so it's plus 3. x2 cancels with this, and we get nothing for the x's. They cancel out. It becomes 1. So negative x2 minus 4x plus 3. And that takes care of what we're doing today. Pretty short lesson today, and it's pretty easy. Again, you're just combining two things that you know to do.